What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Georgia transparency going hot, going hot, going hot. All right, we got a couple of things we're going to cover into. We got special guest for everybody tonight. Also got an awesome recorded phone call, which is very funny, by the way. And I'm going to wait until we do the phone call when it comes time to play the phone call. Basically, really quick, thank everybody for coming on in. Thank everybody for coming on in. A lot has happened in the past, like 7 days. There's been a lot of stuff going on. We've got some big information that's going to be released probably in the next 24 to 48 hours in regards to the Gracewood video out in Augusta. There is some major groundbreaking information. I've been slammed busy today with everything, but that's coming very soon. This is a huge and a major breakthrough. If you want to, by all means, our Cash App, PayPal, donate if you want to. It keeps me out and going, keeps me out and out on the road, out and about, continuing to do what we do and bring these stories and this information to you. Any information, tips or anything, info@georgiatransparency.com. By all means, I appreciate everybody that's been sending everything in with the emails and the love emails and everything. I really appreciate it. I really do. Check out georgiatransparency.com for a lot more information that's coming through. Okay, cool beans. Let's hop to our special guest. He's a good buddy of mine, real good friend of mine, lives up in Michigan. And when I say this, he is actually he's a real law enforcement officer. He's actually an active real law enforcement officer, not like one of the ones that we're going to review tonight. But hey, without further ado, let's bring Deputy Kevin. We're just going to go with Deputy Kevin. Then let's bring him in, let him introduce himself and everything, and we'll go from there, man. We'll jump right up into this and get cracking. So hey, what's up, Mr. Kevin? What's going on, sir? How are you tonight?
Well, hello. Thanks for having me.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, so
Okay.
do you want me to introduce myself or?
Yeah. Just a quick little introduction, man. Just basically how long you've been in law enforcement and everything.
All right, so as stated before, my name is Deputy Kevin. Hello to the audience. I'm actually really glad to be here because I'm a big fan of what he does. I've been in law enforcement for a little bit now, a little bit over about 9 months. I know I'm a little bit of a rookie, but I'm just glad to be here, and honestly, some of these videos I cannot wait to talk about. I am originally from Mississippi, moved up to Michigan, and I'm in the Upper Peninsula area.
Oh, Mississippi. Did some time in Mississippi. Not hard time. I guess you could call it hard time at Camp Shelby mobilization before we headed over to Afghanistan. But cool. It looks like we got our first. Is that our first troll for the night? That's fine. That's all good. Hey, so you saw the video, Deputy Kevin. You seen it. This gentleman here claims to be a Riverdale police officer. So you saw the video and everything. So recap what would happen if that was you as the responding law enforcement officer that came on this scene. Like, what would you do? Like, what would your actions be?
Well, right away, obviously he's way overstepping his authority because he's a security guard. He's not acting as law enforcement right now. So, what I would really say is first thing I would do is I would split you two up because, as seen in the video, it's getting hostile. So, we need to separate and cool everyone down. And obviously, once he would say to me, as he said to the officers in the video, he's doing private stuff, or I forgot what his exact words were, but when he started acting like that he was preventing you from entering the post office, I would like be confused with him because you're on public property. You're not filming private property, and him referencing HIPAA laws was hilarious. Uh,
Exactly.
and then he goes to put his hands on you. Honestly, I might have brought my damn taser out. That was unacceptable.
So so as a citizen, as an American citizen, do I have every right to film and take pictures on a public sidewalk of anything I can see?
Absolutely. I mean, the First Amendment, right? You are in a public space. Absolutely.
And do you think that maybe bringing to your attention that I guess at some point at any time during our encounter, I guess during the duration of this encounter here, um, the mentioning of this guy being a law enforcement officer, is this something you would have investigated deeper?
Well, yeah, because I mean, as you can see in the picture on the screen right now, he's flashing that badge around, and as we would later learn, he is not a law enforcement officer. That's police impersonation, obviously, which, I'm pretty sure that's a felony in most states. So, we would probably pursue charges on that aspect.
Exactly, exactly. And we hope that happens. We honestly hope that he does, that charges do get pursued. So after after this per se incident, which I was led to believe that this fine gentleman here was in fact a law enforcement officer. I was led to believe that as the subtitles and the captions and stuff that I put on the screen referenced him as a Riverdale police officer. So during that time, it's like, okay, maybe he is, but I got to thinking. So emailed when I got home, I emailed Chief Spivey, which is at the Riverdale Police Department, and his response was very similar to this response right here that Riverdale posted out on their Facebook page. So, so Riverdale made a public announcement that he is currently not a employee. So, with that, do you think that that's grounds for more for with the video and then with this looking into it? Do you think that meets the elements of the crime for impersonating a police officer?
Absolutely. He, as you stated, led you to believe that he was actually law enforcement, which in itself, with him not being, is the basic definition of impersonation. So honestly, I'm not surprised Riverdale saw the video and kicked in his damn front door, because that's honestly what I would have considered, with the proper warrants, of course. But
So you got a whether he's ex law enforcement, retired law enforcement, whatever the case may be, it's confirmed that he's not actually sworn as a active member with an agency in the state of Georgia. And do you see that as a serious safety concern for the local population in that area?
absolutely, he is not a law enforcement. It's just as dangerous as someone who has never been trained, saying they're a law enforcement officer, or someone who's driving a Ford Explorer, for example, and makes it look a hell of a lot like a cop car. That in itself is dangerous, because people are going to flag that car down, and that guy's not equipped to deal with situations. So yes, that is very dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So after the fact, I guess after this happened and everything, we're going to move into which we have, like I said, we've got big news that's breaking on this soon. There's going to be a big amount of information coming forward, coming extremely soon. So we're not going to, I guess, jump ahead of the timeline and everything that's with what's going on. So a lot more to follow on this. And then after that, I believe that it was that next day, we had received an email from a Mr. James, attorney James Bentley, which I guess he's an attorney for the state of Georgia, or at least represents this facility, this property, whatever, for the state of Georgia, which was, and I've already released this email. Basically, it's just a downright disgusting, just straight up disgusting email. And I think I sent it to you as well. So, I mean, what is your take? What is your take on this?
One thing I don't like, and one thing I really hate, is during my process of becoming a law enforcement officer, we were taught this pretty heavy in BLET, is, as you can see in a certain section of this email, he is blaming you for the crimes of other people. And that is not acceptable in the slightest. You are, as an individual, are not responsible for what your viewers or what other people are doing. So honestly, I look at this and I go, what is this guy like actually a lawyer? Because like I would think he would know that that's not how law works. You can't be blamed for someone else's crime.
He is. I mean, I looked it up. I mean, James Bentley, he's barred in the state of Georgia. He actually is, and
That makes it sadder.
Yeah, and I know, and he's from. I haven't got anything different from him not representing the property that's there. So I haven't. I'm led to believe. I mean, he is the attorney, and is what really. Now, this right here is something that really, you can't see the email. Let me see here.
Nah, I have the stream in another tab. I can see it.
Okay, can everybody see the email? Don Juan said he can't see the email here. Hey, if not, you can go look at the email. It's on the community page in the on the Georgia Transparency YouTube channel. It's on the community page there. So this is a couple of things in here has really kind of grinded my gears a lot. And if you look, the second paragraph, DBHDD policy does not allow the use of hospital property by private entities without permission. If you or associates intend to use it, you will have to provide the application attached to this policy. So let me get this straight. We've got to ask you for permission to take pictures and record on a public sidewalk. Come on, James Bentley. I don't know if you're a brand new attorney. I don't know if you're new to this. I don't know if you're a lot older and a lot experienced, but it seems like the Constitution has escaped your mind. And so, I mean, what's your take on this, Deputy Kevin, about their policy to submit for this? And then also, hold on, before you answer, you can find the policy. So down here, and just under the link, it says, if you convince us that your entry onto is appropriate under our policy. So I've got to convince you that I can enter private property. Dude, you're stupid. You're full of it. Yes, I'm going to call you stupid. You're full of it. Or you just don't know. You might not know. So we will allow, if we do not allow that and we enter onto public property, you'll pursue all legal options available, including laws against criminal trespass. So what's your take on this, Deputy Kevin? What's going on? I mean, what's your take on it?
Well, one thing I don't understand is how they're trying to reference a policy when you do not, to my understanding, enter their private property. So how can they enforce that policy on you? Also, it's kind of like a slap in the face, like they think like they're above you at some shit. Like, I don't know what he was thinking writing this, but to be honest with you, the way I look at it is he thinks that they own the damn sidewalk.
Exactly. So if you look at the way the layout is, regardless of where like Myrtle Boulevard is, you have to enter, and it's all public property. You have to enter that. You have to pass the post office, turn around, and then you can park. And there's signs that are right there that says, you know, U.S. Postal parking property. So this is all public property. And I mean, would you agree to that this is public property?
Absolutely, I would.
And then he goes into keep in mind about the I understand intellectually disabled, and you know, personnel are there for treatment. I understand that, and that was not the intent. And I did get this voicemail. Somebody left a voicemail saying as we're moving down, left a voicemail saying he was going to return there and promised to kill security guards if they touched him. I listened to the voicemail. He sent me a copy of the voicemail. And if he's quoting that, he did not say that. That's not something that the person said on the phone. And so now, as we move forward, Georgia Transparency is being accused of wanting to kill ERCH guards and shoot up a home for the intellectually disabled. Dude, where did this attorney get his law degree? So now, from your standpoint, from you reading this, does it look like we're being accused of possibly wanting to commit some violent crimes?
Yes, I mean the third paragraph, towards the end there, he is basically deadline confused, not confusing, bad English. He's basically deadline like saying that you want to do these horrible acts that allegedly some guy called in about saying, which wasn't you. So yes, he is exactly saying you want to commit violent crimes.
And which is completely it just that this completely blew my mind. And moving on to the last paragraph, we have already contacted the GBI about this threat, and let me know who your lawyer is. So I hope you can talk to defendant promising to. And again, he's moving into who nobody even said anything. Georgia Transparency didn't say anything about wanting to harm anybody. We
Exactly.
peacefully exercise our rights in a peaceful manner. So, and Georgia Transparency's released it already, and I'll release it on this live stream. GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigations, read my lips, and I'm going to make this crystal clear to GBI. This is a message to GBI. I welcome GBI to come talk to me. We will talk about this, and I will give you any information. If anybody is making these threats whatsoever, I'll help out as much as I can. But also I got a lot of city and criminal corruption or city official corruption that's going on that I would love to talk to GBI about. And it's concrete evidence, it's hard evidence that I would love to give the GBI. So if GBI wants to come talk to Georgia Transparency, we will openly talk to GBI about this and also about other things, because there's a lot of corruption going on with everything. Yeah, I agree. It's not over the FBI. So basically, this is what I got when I sent my complaint in. I sent my complaint in to a David Sofferin about the security guard. So once I sent this complaint in, this is the response I got back from James Bentley, their attorney. So I mean, just to recap, Deputy Kevin, what's your just a quick synopsis of it? What's your take on it, brother?
Take on like this whole situation.
The whole situation, yeah.
This is a disgusting, pretty blatant violation of the First Amendment. It's a violation of public property laws. It's a violation of, innocent until proven guilty. It's a violation of so many other things. It's disgusting.
Exactly. I could not agree with you more. Could not agree with you anymore about this. So, alrighty. Next, we're going to y'all seen the video of the Coweta County school board.
which
And
was
this
hilarious.
this is where basically let's go through, and I haven't filed my complaint with Noonan PD yet, which I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow with them with this. So let's check this out right here. Hopefully everybody can see this. If not, I'll read it. This was just snipped off the Noonan Police Department, Noonan, Georgia Police Department's website, their mission statement. And their mission statement reads, the mission of the Noonan Police Department is to serve the citizens and visitors of the city of Noonan by providing professional law enforcement, detailed investigations, and public safety that protects and preserves the constitutional rights of the people and mandates to fair and impartial enforcement of law. You put protects and preserves the constitutional rights in your mission statement. The two officers that responded made statements, and I didn't pull the videos or to show them on here. I'm sure a lot of y'all's probably watched the video already. That the little short, I forgot his name, the little short guy, that officer made statements that the First Amendment is not enough articulation to why you're being on private property. Is that something you would ever tell somebody, Deputy Kevin?
Hell to the no. I mean, if it's public property, do you need a damn reason? That's like if you went into a public park and a cop came up to you in a public park and said, "Do you have a reason to be here?"
Yeah, exactly. And apparently, according to the Noonan Police Department, is your First Amendment rights aren't articulating enough to do whatever it is you're doing. And the video supports that theory as well. And I'm going to also play a phone call that I had with I think it's Dr. Horton, which is the superintendent of the Coweta County school system. Very funny, made no sense, which I wasn't expecting it to make too much sense after Vince Bass acted the way he did. And so let's this gentleman, this fine gentleman right here.
That guy.
Yeah, and this guy here. And I've got information as well that this gentleman right here, why are the taxpayers? All right, brother, come on. Yeah, come on in, Ninja. So we got News Now Ninja coming in with us as well. As soon as he gets in, we'll bring him in. So why is the taxpayers funding this guy? Salary is over. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna see if y'all can guess his salary. Can y'all guess his salary? I'm gonna give it like 30 seconds. Everybody throw in a comment.
Put in a guess?
Yeah. Put a guess.
Easily 100,000. Easily.
Okay, we got $100,000 from Deputy Kevin. I'm gonna give it like 30 seconds. Oh, John Lackey. Oh, you're close, brother. You are close. Oh,
are you kidding me?
You're close. You're
close. You kidding me?
69. Oh, ATL auditor, brother. You're way off. You're way off, man. You're way off. This guy makes over $150,000 a year.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Over to walk around and drink coffee and kick people out of a public building and put hands on people and everything. And I think I just got it. He just popped in. Hey, Ninja, what up, brother? Disgusting. Can you hear us? Ninja? There he is. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, but also, yes, a travel allowance. This freaking clown gets a travel allowance. And
really?
So without further ado, let's play this phone call. Now, this phone call I was not speaking with Vince Bass. I was speaking with Horton, Dr. Horton here. So hey, let's get this phone call going, and then let's let's analyze this phone call here. So here we go, guys. Seeing if y'all are looking into this incident that happened yesterday. Hello?
May I speak to Russell, please?
This is him.
Good morning. This is Evan Horton with the Coweta County School System.
Good morning, Dr. Horton. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How can I help you today?
Seeing if y'all are looking into this incident that happened yesterday with one of your assistant superintendents, Vince Bass.
I explained to you yesterday that I was going to look into it.
Okay. And can I set up an appointment to sit down with you and ask you some financial questions about the Coweta County School Board, the Coweta County School System's funds and where they're going?
Yeah, I'll have to get back with you later and see what my schedule permits. I've got a couple of meetings later today and tomorrow. I can have my secretary get in touch with you and be happy to sit down with you and with our assistant superintendent for finance.
Okay. Yeah, most definitely. I would like to sit down with y'all and talk to y'all about some financial discrepancies I've seen in the budget that's posted online, as well as now. Do you know if any projects, like with private contractors and stuff, that's paid to handle projects and everything, are given to friends and colleagues no matter what the bid is?
No.
That does not happen?
Not to my knowledge. We have an open bid process for construction projects, so no.
Okay. Are you familiar with a high school security system that $80,000 was paid for to upgrade a security system?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sure that we have done a project to upgrade security systems, but I don't know what you're talking about. And as I explained to you earlier, I'd be happy to sit with you and our assistant superintendent for finance. It's not something that I'm prepared to discuss on the phone with you this morning.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. And then, yes, sir, if you could have your secretary, I guess, give me a call to schedule an appointment with both of y'all, and I will be documenting audio and video recording our interaction.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Is that perfectly okay?
I'm not prepared to answer that at this time until I speak with the board attorney.
Okay, so you got to speak with the board attorney to set up an appointment so that a member of the public can ask financial questions of where our money was going and document the
information. No, I told you that I'd be happy to have my secretary call you back and set up an appointment. Regarding video of our appointment, I'm going to consult with the board attorney prior.
Okay, when's the next school board public meeting?
The second Tuesday of October.
All righty, sir. I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All righty. So, can everybody hear me? Ninja?
Yeah.
Deputy Kevin, you guys still in here?
Yeah, can y'all hear me on this one?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah, where'd you go earlier, man? It's like you popped in and you disappeared.
I think my phone was connected to a Bluetooth device or something.
Shoot, no worries. Yeah, we talked about old Michael Tarrant a few minutes ago, and then we can come back to him because I know you want to chime in on that for a hot minute. Basically with this, also check this out. Why does there's like a superintendent, some assistant superintendents in there? Why do they all need their own freaking secretary? Are they that busy that they have to pay for their own secretary to handle their own separate affairs? Or why can't they all share one secretary?
I could honestly ask my wife, but because she's a school district official, but really I don't get it either.
I mean, I can understand if they're, and I don't know what their work schedule is. I have no clue, have no idea. But Why do they all need a separate? Oh, and by the way, their secretary has yet to reach out to us to schedule an appointment. So all
Not
of this
surprised.
scheduling appointment. What is it with the school board and the scheduling appointment crap? Also, Troup County School Board has yet to reach out with me to set an appointment.
I feel like everybody always wants to set an appointment, and then you set the appointment, and after you set the appointment, they'll reschedule the appointment. You know?
Yeah. So
It
it's like,
shouldn't be this complicated. These are public officials. I mean, we pay their damn salaries.
exactly. Exactly. If a member of the public wants to walk in to the school board and start asking questions about where their tax money is going, you should be able to answer those questions. If not, you should be able to research and find the answer to that question and provide it within a reasonable amount of time, I think.
Well, yeah.
I
They're
agree.
serving us as people of the country and the states that we preside in.
Exactly. Most definitely. And so we're definitely following up. We're definitely going to follow up with the Coweta County school system here with where this money is going, because I didn't get the warm and fuzzies with that, because I think that when I asked him about projects being given to friends and colleagues without outside the bidding system or something like that, he just seemed to, I don't know. I got to analyze that. No,
He's hiding something, I'll tell you that.
little bit better. So I'm not saying they're doing it. I'm not saying that they're not, but not really. I don't know. So I'm not going to speculate and say that's what they do or it's what they're not. I'm just going to research and investigate it a little bit further and see what comes about it. Who knows? And so hey Ninja, we already hit homeboy here. So let's what's your take on this gentleman here, Ninja?
Well, he's definitely an interesting character. He made a lot of detrimental mistakes, I believe, especially in his own circumstances. I would probably guess that he's in a security outfit for a reason. But I don't know. There was a couple things that I was looking at, and is there who else was on here with us
right now?
Yeah,
Deputy Kevin.
All right, so we have a deputy on here. Cool. So I could ask an officer. Okay, so these officers that were witnessing the situation,
Yeah.
So, like, I was trying to go through some stuff because all I do is just try to educate myself better every day. And so I was going through the Georgia grounds for arrest and everything else. But once those officers didn't arrest a man that had clearly and openly said that he was an officer in front of, someone had made officers aware that he was saying that. And the fact that that happened in front of them, that means they witnessed a felony report that wasn't ever documented in the moment. Is that harboring a fugitive or harboring a felon in any kind of way? Would it be harboring a criminal simply because he had a badge?
I mean, honestly, the definition of harboring fugitives or felons kind of does fit that now that I sit here and think about it. So, I mean, I guess it really depends on how that actually works in Georgia, but I would say that could be grounds for that, absolutely.
Okay, because in Georgia they have Moore versus State, which goes over similar situations of that. There's also, hold on, I had it right here. Maybe a good one to look at was Rolston versus the state. And I don't know, it was because it could be, would it be considered influencing a witness if because those officers conspired with him after the attack, those officers surrounded him, then they all conspired and then they let him go? Could that possibly be I believe it's 16-10-93 in Georgia for influencing a witness, and the
That
witness being.
I would say yes. I apologize for interrupting, but
No,
I
you're good. I'm
definitely
sorry.
say yes.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, because I was just trying to figure out, like, because these officers didn't do their job in the moment and it was a felony. I mean, I'm not, I'm not, a lawyer or a police officer in any means, but I can research. These things are at our fingertips these days, and the only things I could find is case laws that have to do with officers backing up other officers. Um, in the course of felonies, and then that was harboring a fugitive or a felon, and then there's Georgia state law for that. I don't know exactly where it was, and then the only other one I could find was duty to bring persons arrest before judicial witness, because so if these people don't make an arrest, and if they don't follow through with an arrest pertaining this situation, Georgia Code 17-4-60, you can do a private person's arrest. And then if you use 17-4-26, I believe they only have 72 hours, and they have to bring the person in front of somebody within that amount of time if you go according to that Georgia law, just from what I'm reading. So I'm hoping that they do what's right. I don't know, but it seems like they could possibly be guilty of more than what meets the eye pertaining that situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure if the departments they work for are proper, the department's internal affairs team will definitely be investigating all involved, because there was a complete lack of action for one, despite them possibly committing crimes themselves. They should certainly face, along with the legal consequences, they should be put through a retrain.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely need to be retrained. If that's the way that they're acting on a daily basis, then they they definitely need some retraining. Because you
Yeah.
can't have people out there trying to enforce something they don't understand.
Yeah, that's just the way the lack of action is the reason why we have people who are like discouraged with police, is because certain officers are just not taking action and they're ruining the name.
Oh, let me ask you this then. You bring up a valid point with that. So, and then you may have seen this. So, do you think it's a combination of lack of knowledge, or just the I don't give a crap mentality, not caring per se, or is it both, or is it one or the other? Of I'm going to come do my shift, but I'm not going to arrest anybody. I don't care what happens per se. Have you ever experienced any of, I guess, that sort of thing?
I'll tell you what I think it is without getting as political as possible. I think because during 2020, a lot of police officers resigned and left and retired and just completely left the business because of what was going on. So now departments, especially small town departments, have these major gaps in staffing that they'll hire anyone. They're desperate. So because of that, we have people who are not qualified to be law enforcement officers. Leadership members who were knowledgeable, like sergeants and lieutenants and chiefs of police and county sheriffs, have resigned, and they're putting rookies in these positions. I mean, I know a small town in my state where a cop who was a cop for 2 months got promoted to chief. So, like, you have people who are just not smart getting in these positions and then tarnishing the view that the public has of law enforcement, and then the good ones that are left are getting the blame. So every time they see a cop car, they scream like, "Oh, F the police," because uneducated idiots are doing stuff like this.
Exactly. I think that I agree with that. The uneducated, and it's not necessarily, and I really hate to use uneducated, like I'm trying to get that out of my vocabulary about being uneducated. It's one thing to be, and I've dealt with professional great, amazing police officers that are uneducated. And I say that because, like, when you deal with an uneducated police officer and they have no idea what to do, but they're trying to do the right thing. So they get on the phone, they make calls, they get their supervisor, and they figure out, what the best course of action to do is. And by all means, I don't want to, like, I wouldn't hold an uneducated, police officer, accountable, for that, as long as they're not violating the people's rights or something like that. But trying to do the right thing, trying to figure out what's going on. They're young, they're 20, 21, 22. They're
Right.
just getting into law enforcement, and
I see where you're going with that. We're all uneducated on something.
Yeah.
If I can, Piper, I just want to respond to you here. I agree that there are officers actively violating rights and they are not facing repercussions, and that is not okay. I get it. But you have to understand, saying that all cops are bad, which I actually don't think you said, but I want to get rid of the whole stereotype of all police officers being bad. I understand that, right? I mean, obviously, look at the channel. If rights have been violated, it's unacceptable. Those cops should be retrained, suspended, or fired. So, I mean, I understand your not aggression, your frustration. It is unacceptable.
I'd like to respond to that. I think that where the issue is that we believe that officers that consider themselves good officers that turn a blind eye to bad officers themselves are then bad officers as well. And so, like, our issue is that are there good officers in there, considering how many people turn blind eye and allow these situations to happen just because they're not involved in them, themselves. They knew it happened and didn't say nothing. And to us, they're just as guilty at that point. And so there would be very, very little good officers because most all quote unquote good officers know about bad activity, which means that they've seen it or heard about it and like nothing's happened, And so that's what worries the people.
Oh, absolutely. I understand. You have every right to be worried. I mean, if action is not being taken and the Constitution is being openly disregarded, yeah, hell yeah, get those officers out of the damn force. But the problem is, I agree that they should be acknowledging that this is happening. But a lot of officers who are good are not in leadership positions to take action. They could send a letter to their chief or their sergeant or their administrators and say, hey, this officer completely disregarded this, and that. And then, the chief ends up firing the good officer because they don't want to deal with the damn public discretion. Because once a police department openly acknowledges that it has these issues, look at what happened to Minneapolis PD during 2020. Unfortunately, one officer made a horrible mistake, and the entire department basically got ripped to shreds.
Yeah, and so that's where I was going to get to my next point because I knew that's exactly where it goes. In every department across the nation, that's exactly where it goes. And the issue is that the officers that want to do good can't because then they're put in a situation of a power play to where they can lose their job or they're going to get bullied at work or they lose their trust at work or they just might not have backup when they need it, depending on the situation. And so in those situations, it makes the officers that want to do good less able to do good because the people that they're going to get good done are gonna, it's gonna turn against them in a negative way. And so that's when people with cameras come into play. And so in what way would people with cameras meet up with these officers that want to do good or have communications with officers that want to do good so that we can expose the officers and the officers that want to do good can keep their jobs?
Well, I think honestly, if if there's any myself, but I'm not in Georgia, but I think this needs to be a nationwide issue to be frank, because it's not just happening in Georgia. Um, I think really we should form, perhaps the lack of a better word, undercover groups that good officers can meet with camera people and what's your guys' term, auditors, like yourselves, and uh, expose these these administrators, which, by the way, I don't know how it works in Georgia, but up here in Michigan, sheriffs are elected. So expose these bad administrators, and if they're electable, expose them so they lose the next damn election.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw something really interesting.
Ours are elected.
I saw something really interesting in a court case that I recently was just sitting in on, and it was about filming in public areas, and it had to do with one of my buddies. And the judge ordered that there be a private investigator go into the same area recording and see if he was treated the same way, and then if he was threatened with arrest, to at that point present his documents from the judge saying that he was there to do an investigation. And so if the government in one city is willing to hire a private investigator to go in and film a public area, then why wouldn't every city fund that to make sure that their public employees are doing the right thing? Because all it would require would be that one day where one person or even two people, I guess depending on the city size, could go and get it accomplished in one day, to where they video in public areas and make sure everybody's educated. Why is there one city, Houston, Texas, to do that, to pay for a private investigator to go and film, but all these other people, we all have to be independent, right? So who are these private investigators that the courts are hiring, was my next question. And why when do they get their credibility? And so why, I just don't understand why they would send a person from the court to video in a public area where someone just got arrested for filming in the public area, I guess.
I mean, yeah, that it's strange to me. Personally, I don't really understand the private investigator world, other than that they are not cops, but they have a lot of authority and other things, and people often hire them when they don't trust the police. I don't really understand much more than that. But as to why certain cities are doing it and certain others aren't, I think it's about reputation. I mean, if you can cover up corruption and make your city look like the dream, people are going to come live in your city. Of course, corruption exists in almost every corner of this planet, not just America. But, I mean, let's think about it this way. If you didn't think like you did, where you were against corruption, if you were like a mayor of a city, and you knew that your public safety department was messing up really hard, and you were not who you are, but you were a mayor, would you choose to cover that up and make your city look great so you can make more money, or would you expose it, have your city ripped to shreds for a couple of months, and then only be able to recover after months or the latter half of the year?
I guess it depends on what you're talking to. Like, if you're talking to me, I mean, it depends on each person and what we've gone through. I was publicly embarrassed for stealing some pens when I was a little kid, when I was like a teenager. I got caught stealing some pens from a Walgreens. My mom made me sit outside that store for a week and hold a sign saying I stole from the store. She publicly embarrassed me. Never stole shit again. So like, I learned real quick, trying to do secret stuff and do things behind people's backs was, it never pays off. And so transparency was key. Lying to your wife or lying to your best friend, it's never worth it. Eventually the truth comes out. And so, like, I believe that if I was a mayor and there was some corruption happening, I would come out, I would fire all the corruption, and I would come out and apologize to the people for the corruption that had worked itself into my system,
Absolutely.
That
is the right thing to do.
Just break clean with the people. And if they want to get rid of me because it was my fault that they got in and I wasn't keeping a watchful eye, then I would have to understand that at that point,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, my bad. Go ahead, man.
No, I've talked way too much. You go ahead.
So it's like, something that I've seen as well is that the good cops, the actual, that they want to do the right thing, they want to support the Constitution, they want to protect the people's rights, and this is something that really irks me and really bothers me, is that when they see something not right, And I understand to an extent. You know, you've got to pay your bills, you got to feed your family. I get that. I understand that. However, like, not necessarily ratting out your coworker, stuff like that, but stand up against it. You know, like, no, we're not going to violate this guy's rights. Like, no, like, put a foot down. But, and I think that they don't do it because of, of being shunned, being shamed out of the department or something, no favorable actions.
Right. Maybe one of the better ways to act on this issue for good officers, and this is gonna it would take a lot of time, but maybe while it is occurring, maybe turn the blind eye only so you can climb rank, and then once you are in an administrative position to, deal with these issues, you deal with them. Or maybe if it's a sheriff's office, for example, try to get elected as sheriff. See if you can do that. Like, we the people have the ability to run for elected positions, and if we can run for elected positions, what's stopping someone who knows how to administrate and has a good chunk of law enforcement experience from running for county sheriff? I mean, if you get the right message out, people will support you.
I agree. I completely agree with that. Hey, hey Ninja, what about homeboy right here? This gentleman, this fine young man right here.
I think he's the most uneducated education employee there is.
He was something else. Watching that video, like, and then he assaulted you too. Like, what the hell? You had the video and they still didn't do shit.
Well, it's funny because I asked, he goes like something along the lines like, who says you can do it? And I said the U.S. Constitution, freedom of the press. And he's like, no.
Yeah, you zoomed it down, played it back like 3 times.
Yeah, that dude is a complete failure. I mean, the way that he's worked his way up to some kind of position to where he feels like that kind of empowerment in that building, he's out of line. Dude needs to be checked by his boss's boss, or whoever the heck it is, which is us.
Or the school board.
But yeah, he's that dude. There's no signs there on that door, and I'm a firm believer in, like, if they wanted privacy, or if that was a private area throughout all this argument, why didn't they just close the door if it was a private area? And it's because it's not a private area. You can see all the artwork and stuff back there.
And people were walking through, passing the desk and everything, and people were just, doing their thing, headed on back there. Same thing I did at Troup County, school board. It's the same exact, well, at least at least LaGrange PD, at least they don't have their heads up their butts. At least they know the basic rights of the American people and everything. So it's and that's one thing that I've done a lot of stuff here in LaGrange, and I've dealt with plenty of the LaGrange Police Department and everything, and I have nothing negative to say. They have always been polite, professional. They've upheld my rights. And they didn't treat me like a freaking criminal. And they've always been respectful, and they've honored their oath, every time that, I've had to deal with them on, these sort of situations like this. But what about a Ninja? What about Noonan PD?
Oh,
ones that responded to this Yahoo here.
Dude, I was just saying earlier. I mean, it's strange to me because, like, the similarity I saw between the police departments is that both of them saw with their own eyes people attack you, but neither of them wanted to make an arrest. And then, for some reason, they The only difference is that you gave your ID in one and didn't give your ID in the other, I think. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it really is a compare and contrast that, whether you gave your ID or not, it didn't make a difference. They weren't going to make the arrest because they wanted you to go get the warrant. And so they didn't want to do the warrantless affidavit and instead wanted to make you jump through hoops in both departments. And so how many departments in that area are using that as a failsafe to get out of doing their job? And for what reason are they doing that? And because if the tables were turned, like you said in the and it was you that just walked in there with your camera, someone walked up to you and said, "Sir, you can't take pictures," and then you shove them through a doorway, then you would be in handcuffs and on the ground. But for some reason, because they're not carrying a camera, they can walk up and shove you, and because they got a name badge to be there, they consider it not a crime, and that's just wrong. Because then now you're exercising your authority in a biased manner to where you're charging some people but not others when you're witnessing the same thing, and the only thing that changes your opinion is what outfit they're wearing.
Yeah, and I'm trying to, and I'm maybe experiment with something like that. I'm glad you brought that up. Outfit you're wearing. So I'm thinking honestly, like what if I'm dressed like a homeless person, or dressed in a tuxedo, in a suit? Will that change the events of how I'm treated per se? If I look straight like I came, that I'm homeless or whatever, going in there, trying to ask questions to, let's use the school board as an example. Would they treat me the same as if I walked in there looking, 100% put together with a freaking suit, pretty much dressed like this, this dingleberry is right here in the photo?
Yeah, I'm actually in one of my like when I pretend to be a homeless looking dude outfit. So you can see here it's all ripped up. Patchwork.
Heck yeah, it's hot outside. Flip flops and short. Yes, man, it's a little
Imagine
hot
wearing a
down here in
suit in
Georgia.
Georgia
Right now.
weather. I don't live in Georgia, but I've been to Georgia.
Man,
I could not wear a suit
exactly.
in Georgia
Yeah.
weather.
And try to be comfortable, man. At least somewhat comfortable as possible, man. So hey, anybody? We're coming up top of the hour right here. Has anybody got a Deputy Kevin, a Ninja? Hey, you guys got any last remarks to add? Then we'll see if anybody's got any questions for anybody, man, and we'll call it.
No, man. Thanks for having me up here. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I gotta get some dinner. I mean, but I appreciate you having me on. I don't know if Georgia had told everybody, but y'all stay tuned. We've been doing a little bit of investigating together behind the scenes, and there's gonna be some sweet stuff coming up probably. So y'all stay tuned on some interesting info on some different situations.
Most definitely, I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for hopping on. I'll give you a call.
Yes, sir. See you later, man.
All right, man. All right, so we got Deputy Kevin on here. Anybody got any questions? I guess questions for him or anything, or questions of me. Keep them civil though. For I know there's a few trolls in here. Probably scouting out in the area and stuff. So hey, for real, anybody got any questions of Deputy Kevin? Or myself or anything, post them in the comments, and we'll try our best to throw them up on the screen as well, and then try to respond to them really quick. And here we go. We got one from Piper.
That's a really great question. I like the question too. Personally, I am not in a leadership position, but I mean it depends on the severity. If it's just something minute, I'd probably report it to a department administrator. But if it's something major, I like to think I would take the action the action that is appropriate for the situation, whether that be getting physical or anything like that. Like with the Minneapolis incident in 2020, I would have yanked that guy off of him. But if it's something verbal, I'm just going to report it. I'm not going to arrest the other deputy for that.
All right, we got any other questions? Anything really quick? Somebody sent me an email. If you're in the live stream now, I have not read it yet. I will. Looks like we got something back that I've actually been looking for. We got a big video coming up. Really, really big, huge video coming up this week. It's going to be a great video. It's one of the firsts. I think one other auditor may have done it, or sure. I'm not sure. I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but also, wait, we got another. What is this? Deputy? Oh, this for you, Deputy Kevin.
Yeah. Well,
I don't understand that.
I did sign one of those agreements. I don't know how they work in Georgia, but I absolutely did sign one of those agreements. So, yes. And yes, I did swear to oath. I don't know what kind of question that is, but I wouldn't be able to be a cop if I didn't.
Exactly. Noonan PD, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. With the way y'all should have got a supervisor on scene or another officer that was more educated, more knowledgeable, because, man, y'all made Noonan PD look like hot garbage.
That was unacceptable. The whole that video alone made me hate that officer, not because he was a cop, but because of his actions he was taking as a human damn being.
It's like the first one that rolled up was just
he didn't want to be there.
Man, yeah, man, yeah. Like, dude, did I wake you up from your nap or something? Like, if I woke you up from your nap, please get out of here. Go back to sleep.
He was running
without you.
He was running radar and watching Netflix on the side of a highway. You ruined his damn show.
He's like, man, I ain't want to be up in here. Oh, man, the same thing with the other guy as well. He's probably the same thing. When he rolled up and realized what was going on, he was like, man, I shouldn't have even came. I think it was Officer McGee was the first one that rolled up. I forgot the other guy's name. That's because, oh, man, I got it. Where the heck did it go? It's somewhere. I was looking at the card today. He gave me the case number with the card on it and everything. But, yeah, the other one rolled up was probably like, man, I shouldn't have came over here. I should have stayed where I was at.
No, and his response was, the supervisor's chasing a car. Do you not have multiple? Like, is your department that small?
I know. It's like,
yeah, I don't care if the sergeant's in a pursuit. Get the damn lieutenant out here. I know there's a lieutenant on patrol because it's pretty much policy.
Yep. Oh, here you go, Jimmy. Mr. Jimmy Nord.
No, I do not. Oh, I read that wrong. It really depends on where you're getting your training from. Where I took my BLET class, yes, actually, we did have a video of that about the First Amendment in our training, and I know my sheriff, he's pretty big on the First Amendment, so we're pretty tight on that. Coffee time would have been interrupted. Absolutely, you do not interrupt a cop's coffee.
All righty. Hey, so we're going to cut. We're right at just over the top of the hour. Hey, Deputy Kevin, thanks for coming in, brother. I really do
thank you for having me.
Most definitely. We'll also Cash App, Georgia Transparency, PayPal donations at GA.
Yes, keeper it is.
Check out GeorgiaTransparency.com. Let's thank News Now Ninja. Go over to his channel on YouTube, News Now Ninja. Great guy. And like I said, dealing with this gentleman right here, we are going to be releasing some major news about this over probably today's Tuesday, hopefully by Thursday, hopefully tomorrow, but hopefully Thursday, or hopefully tomorrow, but worst case, no later than Thursday. That's what's in the vision.
You're not gonna want to miss it. I tell you what, I've been let in on the loop. You're not gonna want to miss it.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to miss what's going on with this. I'm probably going to do a special live stream about this and everything. Hey, that's that one's for you. Sorry. So we're going to do a special live stream about this. This is major, groundbreaking, serious news. And then also Friday, I'm going to be publishing a video. Hopefully Friday at the very latest. It'll probably be Saturday morning. But major news, he's running.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be his vice. He's running for president. We're gonna make the we're constitutionalists. Screw all the other laws, it's just the Constitution. We're running 2024. Vote us in.
that was funny. That got me. That was funny. But no, Friday is going to be a different video.
Thank you, Cooper.
Hopefully, yeah. If everything falls into plan with the way my schedule is laid out, Friday afternoon at the earliest, no later than sometime Saturday, we're going to have a great video that's coming out as well. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise or anything, but for all of it. But by all means, hey, thank you, Deputy Kevin. I appreciate it. And looks like you're getting some love here.
I appreciate your fans, man. I'm happy to. You know what? If you ever need a cop on the show, you know where to find me.
all righty. Hey, is what we really need is we need an attorney. I do want to get an attorney on here one night.
We need to make like a podcast squad for these live streams. We got the cop, we got the attorney, we got everything.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Thank you, Piper.
All righty, cool beans. Hey, thank you everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight, and hope that everybody loved the stream. And look forward. We're going to be releasing some serious major updates soon, extremely soon. We got some more videos coming for you. Thank you, Deputy Kevin, for hey, can you fix my?
I don't have Georgia qualifications. I'm sorry, I don't.
Oh man. And some of you guys, as Deputy Kevin was saying, some of you guys have been let in about what's going on with everything. I'm just waiting for confirmation, actual full proof. I've got confirmation, but I'm waiting for actual real confirmation.
Something we can throw up on the screen.
Yep, it's definitely coming. So, yep, exactly. So, hey, without further ado, hey, thanks 212 NYC. I appreciate it, sir. Love all you guys. If you want to donate. If not, that's cool. I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing. Keeps me out on the road, gives me gas to, keep doing what I'm doing, to keep pushing harder and pushing further, and keep exposing the corruption that we have going on in these tyranny facilities and these tyranny agencies and everything. So without further ado, hey, thank you, Deputy Kevin, and Georgia Transparency.